everybody, and welcome to Nashua ETV's coverage of high school girls soccer. I'm Tom King, along with Lauren Fox from Bedford TV. We are doing a joint broadcast here. John Collins, he's been hijacked to Bedford to help out there with the BG Bedford game. So we are here tonight. It's high school girls soccer and two of the top teams in Division I. It's a shame that they have to end the season against each other and then go right into the tournament. They may see each other again in another week or so.
These two teams against each other, it seems like during the season it's always a hard-fought battle. And then if they see each other in the playoffs, you and I were just talking about 2021 and that championship game, what that was like, it always brings with it an air of drama that comes along with it. And this year, one of the pieces is Martha Lord, who has 16 goals on the season. Well, she's a Bedford product. And so you look at that and you say, man, oh man, look at that front line the Bulldogs have. We could have had her too. So
Martha Lord has been an exceptional player for this program for the last 4 years. Now, she was in the shadows a little bit of the Brooke Paquette regime and that crew, and rightly so, because Paquette was so good. Right, and Kate Boudreau. I mean, they were a good tandem. But Lord scored the game winner in overtime as a freshman against Alvern. And they went on to play Exeter in the semis, and they lost in 2020. But I knew back then that Winston Houghton, the BG head coach, his first year, he said Lord has got what it takes. And you watch her over the next 4 years. And, of course, this year she's been one of the top players in the state. She could be an All-American. We'll wait and see when all the All-State voting is done. But this is going to be a big game. I mean, Guertin is tied with Timberlane, who they can't seem to get past these days. They've lost 3 in a row to them. And they're tied with them atop the division. So they're going to need this to probably stay at least as the second seed. And Bedford, of course, is looking to move up. So this is an interesting game. It's all about the seeding and all about sending a message to the rest of the state.
And it'll be a little challenging for the Bulldogs to move up. A lot of things have to happen in their favor for them to get into that top 2. And really for them, what you want to do is try to stay in that 3 through 5 range and give yourself a good matchup. But even looking at those playoff seedings, some of the teams that are down low aren't exactly easy. Bedford lost to Winnicott 1-0. So there are some tough teams that are kind of sucked right in the middle of that.
Exactly.
And it's going to make it challenging. There is a lot of parity in Division I soccer this year.
And some of the players from Nashua South who probably just got in yesterday with a win, just snuck right in there at the last spot or one of the last 2 spots, they're here to watch this game. So it's all about where everybody finishes. There's 14 teams in the tournament. The top 2 will get a bye, and then the next 12 will play to get that group of 6 to go against the 2. You have 8 teams in the quarterfinals. I always have to do that math, Lauren, when I go through the 70% rule. I have a chart that tells me how many teams get in, but then I got to figure out for myself, okay, how many byes they're going to have.
Yep, it's mind-bending. But the other thing that you have to think of, and we saw it in the Major League Baseball playoffs recently, the teams that get that first round bye, that's not always a benefit. That's not always the best thing because you lose that little bit of momentum.
You
might get a little bit of rust. I don't know. Ask the Dodgers and the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, you know what?
They're both gone.
They have 5 days to relax and nurse their injuries. They'll be fine. You know, you got better pitching, Lauren. That's what the Dodgers need. Had nothing to do with a bye.
Yes. So we could go on all day with that. I want to go back to Martha Lord real quick. I remember watching her second grade playing against my daughter at that point and saying, who is this girl? Because the rest of the kids are picking daisy and she was dribbling around them like they were traffic cones. So she was at a different level then. She'll be at a very good level next year at Stonehill as well.
Fundamentally sound player. The one thing that this team does not have that the past Guertin teams had was that elite speed down the wings, and that's the one thing they don't have. But other players have stepped in. Kuchalakis has played well at midfield. She's been a big player for them. They've also have had, a ton of depth on this team that maybe they didn't have in past years. But a lot of it's going to graduate because a lot of these are first-year starters as seniors.
Yeah, there were a lot. There were 8 lined up with the seniors just now that we saw, if I counted correctly. And so that's a lot to have to replace if you're Coach Houghton coming into next year. And BG is one of those schools, let's face it. I can say this as a Bedford guy who's watched a lot of soccer. BG doesn't rebuild. They just reload. year in and year out. And so you have a feeling that that's going to be the case. I know there was a JV game going on over at the high school earlier, and I was getting text updates. BG was leading 1-0 in that one. So, but
I'll tell you what, when BG and Bedford get together, it could be tiddlywinks. It's going to be a very, very big event. I mean, they have played each other in so many sports, in so many postseasons. I wrote a column about it about 8 years ago about how BG and Bedford were just, developing a rivalry, and it's just gotten stronger and stronger as the years have gone on.
It absolutely has.
I don't know if you were
stronger.
at that overtime hockey game last year in the state finals, and that was something else at SNU Arena.
Wound up watching the overtime hockey game, and unfortunately the Bulldogs came out on the bad end of that one, but we saw some great baseball with Bedreau going head-to-head against O'Connell in the regular season.
Yeah, exactly.
That was an unbelievable matchup between those two teams. And with basketball, of course, girls basketball, when Brooke Paquette caught fire late in that game and got the Cardinals the state championship again, and kind of the bugaboo of the Bulldogs. So BG, Bedford have kicked off. We could go on about this all day, I think.
This is going to be an interesting game. You fill the audience in Nashua about this Bedford team. What can we expect from them?
The leading scorer is a girl named Lana Morris, who's a striker. She's a 4-year senior as well, and Lana will get things done up front. Looking around and seeing where the personnel are on the field. The Bulldogs the other day had McKenna Snow, who usually plays center back. McKenna was running mid the other day and was doing an excellent job from mid, and can really get things done with some speed. Lana Morris gets set up a lot by her sister Kylie. Kylie wears number 12, Lana wears number 5, and they are twins. So the two of them kind of have that twin telepathy going on. That makes a really big difference. And for the Bulldogs, there are some stronger, younger players as well. Sloan Correa is a defenseman. She's a sophomore. Anna Diaz is a mid who I would say is probably going to likely somehow rank in the all-state rankings by the end of the season. She should be. Very talented, poised midfielder as well. And then you also have Addie Kiley, a freshman on that back line. So there are some very young players. And while Bedford is graduating some good experienced players, the Morris twins, Kate Michael among them, well, there are going to be some coming in.
There's always younger players in Bedford that just come right up. Exactly. Bedford had some early pressure here. Guertin's trying to get it out of there, and Bedford's not letting them right now.
It is interesting based on what you're thinking about this game. Both teams need a win. And for Bedford, well, you're trying to think, are you aggressive in this instance, or are you just trying to keep BG off the board? And it looks like it's the former right now. It looks like they're really playing more aggressive soccer.
Yeah, exactly. And Guertin's going to try to do what they can. And Lord is usually across the field on right wing on that side. I imagine Winston Houghton will move her around a little bit. And there's a good play right there with the interception. So we'll see how this goes. This is going to be an interesting game, and it's going to be it's a game of whoever makes a mistake. But these two teams, they played 2 halves with nobody getting the ball in the net. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happens as well.
That tends to be the standard operating procedure around here.
Much to the dismay of our videographer here, Tim O'Neill. Tim O'Neill on camera. Dylan Smith doing the production. Pete Johnson, our executive producer, who hijacked John Collins and sent him to Bedford.
No, they traded me to Nashua for the night for a box of deflated soccer balls.
There you go.
That was about it. Some worn out cleats.
No Halloween candy included in that?
No Halloween candy.
Son of a gun.
I thought Mark Dudley was going to be here today, and I was going to get some good stuff downstairs.
Yeah,
Nobody in the concession stand.
No, Mark is no longer doing the concessions.
There you go.
Unfortunately, that contract has gone by the boards, and he decided to not do it this year. And we've had food trucks, but they had a delivery the other night. They did have a delivery the other night.
A delivery of what?
Of food to the press box.
Oh, that's very nice.
Yes, exactly.
Rare, infrequent.
Yeah, I know it.
Kylie Morris with it on the back line, taking her time evaluating, looks up front, Morris to Morris up front, and now Lana to the near side. Finds Anna Diaz. Anna up along the sideline, taking her time. And speaking of that poise, she's a sophomore, but you really can't phase her much at all.
Now, if you're Guertin, you're not happy with how Bedford has kind of put a little bit of pressure on. Nothing near the net yet, but that's going to be coming if they continue to have the territorial advantage.
It's a matter of time of possession. And for the Bulldogs, that worked the other night against Salem. They probably maintained the ball 85% of the game, went out to an early lead as Diaz steals it. Now to Correa. Correa trying to get it across the middle, but couldn't. And BG with it again, right back the other way. And it looked like Emerson Brown got tangled up and limped for a second, but she appears to be all right.
All right, we're 5 minutes in, and I will go down on the field, Lauren, and I'll be back up in about 20 minutes. How's that?
Tell me if you hear anything good down there. Bring some good dirt with you.
Usually I pick up a couple of things
all right,
down there,
good.
but it also depends on where I am. Sometimes I'm behind the goal, next to the goal, or if I usually get all the good stuff at midfield, but sometimes I'm not there. So we'll see where I end up.
Don't forget to take the headset off, though.
One night I tried to walk out with it on, and it didn't work.
Never works well. Bulldogs, Cardinals, a little bit of girls soccer, Division I matchup, final regular season game for both of these teams. And back into the BGN line, the keeper will send it toward the middle, and that was almost a really critical error. The keeper, LaCroix, I believe was who that was. And now it's Jenna Dindorf with it for the Bulldogs, back to the middle. Really crowded over there in the middle. Now back the other way comes BG. Lord sends it far side. Nothing doing. And sent out of bounds off the foot of the BG wing on the far side. It'll be a Bedford throw. We're still scoreless here. About 7 minutes in. 6.5, I should say. And not a ton of scoring chances for either team at this point. Ball sent back near side. Barecki with it. Sends it to the sideline, taken there by Kendra Haley. Haley has her pocket picked by Diaz. Now the ball back to Diaz. Anna looking. Tried to find Lana Morris. Couldn't. And now back the other way comes BG. We are used to seeing, I guess, a little bit crisper of a game from these two. Some unforced errors early on. It is chilly. And all the players, of course, wearing shirt sleeves. Nobody with anything long underneath. Ball headed out by BG, and the Cardinals will send it back into their defensive end, where Allison Guertin will send it back over far side. Fun to have Tom King up here talking a little bit of Nashua sports, a perspective I don't necessarily always get. Usually I'm getting the coach official perspective from my counterpart, Bill Klein. Now it's Kylie Morris, sends it to Sloan Correa, back to the near side. Anna Diaz. Anna trying to connect with Lana Morris, can't. And now it's sent up the near sideline. Kylie Morris wisely just sends it into the stands. It'll be a BG throw. In net for the Bulldogs tonight, Callie Spittle, the junior. And the throw being taken here by Ava Barecki. Barecki's throw handled by BG, now stolen by Correa. Looks back to the middle. Little chip shot try by Kenna Snow. And got it to Morris. Now back to the far side. Now we're looking Kenzie Forrester. Back Lana Morris. Touch pass to Kenzie up left side. Kenzie's left foot to the middle. To Lana Morris off of Lana's shin. It'll be handled there by the keeper, Jessica LaCroix. It's also unique doing a game like this on Nashua television, where I have to remind myself that I can't just focus exclusively on the Bedford players, that the other team has names. 31-20 remains here in the first half. Dindorf loses it for Bedford, taken there by Lord. Now sent back to the back line for the Cardinals, and tried to find a spot on the far side, but nothing doing. McKenna Snow breaks it up. It'll be a BG throw far side. These two teams seem to always be in the thick of things. Last year, Bedford BG did not wind up going against each other in the playoffs. They did face each other close to the end of the regular season, but not in the playoffs. Bedford had to run a tough gauntlet that included Portsmouth and Exeter, but it did not include BG. And that 2021 game Tom King and I were talking about earlier, but one of the seniors for BG came into that game after the keeper went out with an injury. I think it was about 1:50 left. The keeper went out with an injury, came back not long after, but in the meantime, you had Ashlyn Guertin come into the game, make a save at a really critical point in the game, which of course it was. And BG wound up winning that state title, much to the dismay of the Bulldog fans. We had Vashi Bajpai get pulled down for Bedford, so a kick for the Bulldogs. Sent up, far side. Forrester with it. Now Morris, Bajpai dribbles through like they're traffic cone. She's got a shot with the left foot. Saved there by the keeper, LaCroix, who lost it for a second. Nobody there to follow it. And that really the first opportunity for either team to this point. And we're just over 10 minutes into the game. Ball sent out by the keeper, LaCroix, the junior keeper. Now Lord with it, midfield. Sends it far side. Ball through, stolen there by Kylie Morris. Kylie playing more of a defensive mid now. And now ball sent up to the near side. Annie Zink scrambling around on defense for the Bulldogs, just chasing the ball a bit, trying to get it from wherever she can. And, of course, Annie, a talented basketball player, familiar with BG on the hardwood as well. A lot of these girls know each other, whether it's travel soccer, other sports, you name it. A lot of backstory and history among all of them. Ball sent out of bounds. It'll be a Bedford throw here on the near side. 28.5 minutes left in the first half. Scoreless game. I always have to remind myself that you can still see the graphics on the bottom of the screen. Taking her time for BG. Barecki now sends it back. Back to Barecki. The ball comes. Stolen there. Bajpai knocks it away. Now Guertin with it. Sends it all the way back. Taken there by Hadley Como, who's another Bedford product. She played on the Ross Lergio team several years ago. Now back to Barecki. Looks near side. Sends it middle, does Kendra Haley, but the ball stolen by the Bulldogs. Bajpai with it, now has it stolen, but Sloan Correa comes up with it. Far side going, Kenzie Forrester tried to find Zink in the middle, couldn't. And back the other way it goes. Kylie Morris with a sore quad, wrapped, sends it to Anna Diaz, now back to Vashi. Vashi trying to find Annie Zink, nothing doing. Zink somehow takes the ball away. And was so excited she had done so, she winds up sending it over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Cardinals. Scoreless here, 12.5 in. And most of the action to this point has taken place on about the middle 50 yards of the pitch, as it were. Ball sent out, headed by Zink. Now knocked down is Anna Diaz, I should say. Winds up keeping her feet. Ball coming back the other way. Bulldogs jostling for it with those Cardinals. And now McKenna Snow breaks up the passing lane, loses the ball. Coming back the other way, Sloan Correa looking far side. Kenzie Forrester on the far side. Finds a teammate over there, see if we got a strong left foot. Nothing. And broken up by BG, and here come the Cardinals back the other way. Bedford steals. And now out of bounds the ball goes. It'll be a BG throw. Going back right to left. For substitution coming in, Megan Hartshorn in for the Cardinals. And we'll see who leaves for BG. But in this case, tonight's game, of course, it's for playoff seeding more than anything. Both teams have a spot in the playoffs locked down, which is really to nobody's surprise. These two teams, year in and year out, are always contending for state championships. Really, the question is going to be, how does any of this impact the seeding? And for Bedford, you want to get that win. There are a couple on the ledger that I think if they could take back, they probably would. Bedford a 1-0 loss earlier this season to Winnicott. Now the ball stolen by BG. Back the other way come the Cardinals. It's Lord, sends it near side. And on the spot to keep the offensive player away from the ball was Anna Diaz, and it rolls harmlessly out of bounds. Bedford throw into Vashi. Now back the other way comes BG. Now Bedford right back the other way. Sloan Correa sends it across the midline, and BG now playing it safe, playing it back, and taking their time. BG very conservative right now. They're playing the ball back, and as I say that, there's one launched over the Bedford defenders, and BG doesn't convert that into anything yet. There's Lord trying to make a play on the ball, and send the ball cleared left side by Bedford. It looks like that one might have gone off Kenzie Forrester. They're saying that it went off of BG, so it'll be a Bedford throw over on the far side. About 24 and a half minutes remaining in the first. Vashi Bajpai off, Lana Morris in for the Bulldogs. So a quick look at the standings will tell you right now. BG 13-1-1 and Bedford 12-2-1. Well, Bedford winds up getting a win in this one. They would have an identical record to BG. Portsmouth, if memory serves correctly, as a Bedford player is tripped and sent right down. I believe that was Lana Morris. That'll be a kick for Bedford. That one will be taken by McKenna Snow. Strong right foot of Snow. And the BG defenders about 9 yards away from where the kick is being taken. Snow's right foot up and over, and that one will be handled by the keeper, LaCroix. Timberlane's 15-1. They're going to be the number 1 seed. BG right now is in the 2 spot. With a win or a tie, they would maintain that 2 spot. With a loss, I believe that Bedford would leapfrog them by virtue of head-to-head, but don't quote me on that. So for the Bulldogs, this one matters, of course. And then there's Portsmouth lurking there at 13-2. You also have to consider the Clippers. Bedford lost 1-0 to Portsmouth at Portsmouth, a game that I think if you ask the Bulldogs if they could play it again, they'd love to have another shot at it. Ball trickles out of bounds down by the corner flag, and it'll be a Bedford throw down there. But if you looked at that Bedford-Portsmouth game, the Bulldogs would have told you that they had a pretty good shot at that game, and they probably should have won it. Bedford lost one to Winnicunnet, 1-0 on a 41-yard goal, basically a 41-yard field goal for all intents and purposes from BG. Ball taken down into the corner, or by Winnicunnet, I should say. That gave Winnicunnet a 1-0 win. And the Bulldogs wound up tying with Pinkerton 1-1 and played 100 minutes of soccer. So those 3 games for the Bulldogs, really the blemishes on the record right now. And if you look, those teams really, the Bulldogs should have had a better shot at those 3 games, but you can't go back and change anything about it. You just got to play from where you are. Scoreless here, 22-13 remaining here in the first half. BG with some chances. Well, miscommunication right there. Now Anna Diaz picks it up for the Bulldogs. Anna holding it in, left foot over midfield, stolen by BG, and back the other way come the Cardinals. Lord fighting for it. 16 goals she's got in the ledger. That one looked like a handball and potentially a foul on top of it, but the officials didn't see what we saw from up here. And now BG again sinking back into that defensive position. Not a whole lot of action to this point in the game. Guertin with it, sends it back. Sends it to her sister, Ashlyn. And now on the right side, it's Hadley Como. Back to Ashlyn Guertin on the back line. Guertin taking her time, right foot. Sends it up along the sideline. Taken there by Diaz. Morris finds Diaz about the 15-yard line. Anna takes a touch, crosses, tries to get it to Zink. Zink doesn't get much of a shot on it. And then Morris takes the bouncing ball and sends it over the net. And it'll be a goal kick there for BG. We've had a couple real chances at it in the game, and that's about as good as we've seen to this point. BG's keeper LaCroix will send it. Gets it to the football 32. Now Bedford fighting for it. Zoe Horton-Souza making a play on the ball. Now the ball sent left side, nothing doing. And now back near side it comes. And ball out of bounds, it'll be a Bedford throw. Throw in off the foot of Bedford, now back the other way. Again, a lot of the action on this field to this point in the game has been contained within the middle 50 yards of the field. We have seen BG playing extremely conservatively. Ball sent back again by BG. Como with it, sends it to midfield. Now the ball on the far side, it'll be a BG throw. As far as typical BG Bedford games that we have seen over the years, this one, for excitement level, kind of low on the Richter scale. We have seen matchups over the years where it feels like you could cut the tension with a knife, but tonight does not necessarily feel like one of those. Hadley Como back over to the near side. You might have heard it in the background, her name getting shouted by one of her teammates. Now the ball sent back near side. Diaz, great first touch, and now winds up heading the ball, and then Ashlyn Guertin came in hard on Lana Morris, and I think she was a bit incredulous that she was called for the foul there, but she got Morris pretty well. And so the Bulldogs will have a kick from about the 31, the football 31, I should say. The defender not giving enough. She's only about 7 yards off the ball, but not told to move back, or asked to move back, I should say, and sent out of bounds by BG. It'll be a Bedford throw. Out of bounds, BG throw. I feel like compared to a lot of the games that we've done this year, inordinate amount of throws. We have not seen, and Bill Klein up in Bedford would love this, we have not seen a single offside call to this point. But then again, there haven't been a whole lot of offensive challenges to this point in the game. It has been somewhat of a subdued game by both sides. Throw from BG, sent up the near side, taken by Ackerman, now sent back to the middle. McKenna Snow with it, somehow maintains her full head of steam, tried to dribble through everybody, couldn't quite get there. And now back the other way comes BG, and this one's getting a little snippy now. Kendra Haley and Jenna Dindor fighting for the ball, and now BG going in the opposite direction. Kuchalakis with it. Now tried to send it out of the defensive zone, back the other way. Come the Bulldogs. Snow with it, dribbling full head of steam. McKenna trying to find Anna Diaz, thread a needle to her and couldn't really do it. So it will be a BG throw. Or check that, it will be a Bedford throw coming from the near side. Throw in, Bajpai off of the BG defender. Vashi keeps it alive, and BG's defender sends it into the skate park pretty much. And it'll be somebody shouting corner, so it would appear to be a corner kick. And somebody tossed the ball in position to set up that corner kick, but then tossed it over the hedges. And indeed not a corner kick, just a throw in from over there. Now Diaz sends it up and over the hedges, and that one will be a BG goal kick now. 16-10 left here in the game, in case you are wondering. We have, the Nashua broadcaster and I have switched up for tonight's game. He is up doing the boys game on BCTV. I'm doing the girls game down here in Nashua. So thank you for having me for this final game of the regular season. Lauren Fox alongside Tom King, and Tom downstairs taking some pictures for the Nashua Telegraph. Good to see a still strong sports section as well for the Telegraph. And at the end of the game, by the way, in case you wanted to catch the boys, well, the boys start at 7 o'clock. So they'll be going a little bit after we will, and the station that you're currently watching on will switch to the boys' game. So just know that you will be able to watch senior night up in Bedford as well, thanks to that bit of a staggered start. For the Bulldogs, too, there's no school tomorrow, kind of a nice bonus. Ball sent out. Kylie Morris now to Lana Morris, and Guertin sends it, or tried to send it out, kind of went off the side of her foot, a little bit of a shank. And Bedford able to hang on to it. Just under 15 minutes left here in the first half. You're watching the game right now on Nashua ETV Channel 22, as well as on BCTV Channel 8. And it will be a BG throw, maybe, as soon as the soccer ball can be located. The hedges around this field, absolutely stunning this time of year, but they do eat soccer balls. That one off the foot of Allison Guertin and rolls around on the far side, headed out of bounds by Bedford. It'll be a BG throw. So a strange situation. Callie Spittle has not really been involved in the game, the Bedford keeper, much at all, but it is, the ball is near Callie, and just as quickly as I mentioned that, sent out. Lana Morris with it, dribbling, sends it up near side, trying to find Anna Diaz, couldn't. Stolen there by BG, Hickey with it. Now coming back the other way is Barecki. Barecki dribbles, lost the ball, now maintains it, trying to hang on to it. Anna Diaz trying to snake it from her, couldn't do it. And now BG has the ball right around midfield. Horton Souza now back to Barecki. And now on the defensive end for the BG Cardinals. Or Guertin, as Tom was saying. I guess up there we refer to it as BG. Down here maybe we'll call it Guertin just to be safe. Throw comes in off of Anna Diaz. Anna, in case you're wondering, you might see that thigh band that she's wearing. Took a significant hit in the game the Bulldogs played against Pinkerton, that 1-1 tie. And if you're looking at the Bulldogs, well, there are a number of them wearing, whether it's tape, whether it's KT tape, you name it. But there have been some injuries over the course of this season. And in some ways kind of licking their wounds. Lana Morris with it, looking around, evaluating her options. A lot of composure by Lana. Gets it to Sloan Correa. Broken up there by BG. And then Correa sends it back into the offensive end. And it's headed out by BG. And Kenzie Forrester will hold it in. Tried to make a fancy move and get it around her, but broken up there by the Cardinals. Correa's header. Now to Vashi Bajpai. Tries to find Kenzie Forrester. Can't. And now Kenzie probably will get whistled for a foul there, and does. She just kind of forearmed the BG defender out of the way. And once a body hits the floor, you're not really going to get away with much of that. It would have been a goal kick anyway. And in this case, well, it just winds up being a penalty from just shy of where the goal kick would have been anyway. Trying to see that one on replay, but replay is about 30 seconds behind where we are. Still scoreless here. 11:45 remaining here in the first half of play. Bedford BG doing battle with one another. And to Pete Johnson's correction of me from earlier, I think I switched places with Nashua broadcaster John Collins for tonight. The guys working the game here in Nashua are Dylan Smith and Tim O'Neill. So the eye in the sky, Pete Johnson watching me, wants to make sure that I get these guys right. And indeed, here I am. I forgot the name John Collins, though, and figured that one would be a pretty easy one to remember. But regardless, John is doing the boys' game tonight up in Bedford. Sincerely appreciate it so I can watch the girls play. Team that I know and have watched far more than I have seen the Bedford boys play, although having seen them play and knowing what the style of play that BG usually comes with, very exciting brand of soccer. That is absolutely for sure. Ball sent in, looked like it went off of a BG foot, and instead it was a deflection able to be handled there by the keeper, LaCroix. Taking her time, scoreless match here. 10.5 left in half number 1. Ball sent toward midfield. And Horton Souza had a shot at it. Now a little bit of ping pong right around midfield. BG back the other way. These teams not quite as crisp as they ordinarily look. Not sure if there's something in the water. Horton Souza fights for the ball, winds up getting it. Now Pesaridis sends it over to the far side to Kuchalakis. Say that 10 times fast. Kuchalakis sends it back to midfield, and now back to the back line where Como will send it around again to Guertin. Now back to Barecki. Barecki evaluating, taking her time, and she looks like she's going to send it back again. BG very conservative, not necessarily their usual style of play. Unforced error, Diaz to Morris, now to Bajpai, back to Morris. Morris finds Diaz. Anna coming up toward the end line, sends a cross, and it winds up going off the BG player. It will be a throw from just inside the corner flag. But BG playing that conservative style of play, and really all it takes here and there is one mistake. And Anna had it in mind she was going to make him pay for that, and wound up just sending it right off the Guertin defender, and it will be a Bedford throw from the corner flag. Throw comes, Morris, pass broken up, taken there by Horton Souza. Instead, Morris winds up stealing it right back. Now, Dindorf to the middle. Stolen by BG, and the Cardinals come back the other way. It's going to be a tough habit to break if I'm trying to make myself call them Guertin, but ball held in there. Morris, Bajpai, now to the middle. Correa tried to send it far side. Forrester, nothing doing. And the ball held in by Kate Michael, the senior for the Bulldogs. Actually, she had to just hop right over and sent out of bounds off the BG defender. It'll be a Bedford throw from the other side of the field. Throw in off Bajpai. It'll be a BG throw quickly into the game for Guertin. Emerson Brown heading in, and believe that is Madison Long coming out. The point earlier, BG does have 8 seniors, but when you're looking at this roster, there are a lot of 9s and 10s on the roster, and they're seeing some significant playing time as well. So don't want you to think that the cupboard's going to be bare for these Cardinals after this season. They will still be a talented team. And like we talked about earlier, BG doesn't rebuild. They tend to really reload more than anything else. Ball out of bounds. Substitution coming on for BG. It'll be Kelsey Ackerman in. And it'll be a throw for Guertin coming. A hold up on the throw, not quite certain why. Now sent in and back the other way. Bedford with it. Morris bodied a little bit. Bajpai trying to get to the ball. She gets bodied too. And now back the other way comes Guertin. Hickey with it, trying to find one of her forwards. Couldn't. Now to Correa, and Correa and the Bulldogs send it in the offensive end. Nothing happening there. Anna Diaz dragged down to the field, tangled up now with Hickey, and the ball stolen by Guertin and back the other way. Hickey with it now. Ackerman sends it up the near side, trying to find Hickey, couldn't. And now the Bulldogs will just send it out of bounds to Kylie Morris, and it'll be a BG throw from the near side. What are you seeing from down there?
Well, I'm seeing Bedford just basically dominate defensively and just stop BG at just about every angle. They haven't come close to getting a shot on goal.
It feels like this entire game has been played in about that 50-yard midfield.
But I'll tell you what.
Not a lot of urgency.
Guertin's living dangerously because when they do the backward pass to try to get some space and get a play started, they turn the ball over on one of those, and Bedford had the ball deep in Guertin territory. That's a very dangerous thing to do against the Bedford team.
Absolutely is.
I just think you keep pushing forward if you have to.
And it's going to take a lot for them to push forward. Bedford is socked back on defense pretty heavily, not a ton of emphasis played on offense. But what they're really trying to do, what the Bulldogs are, is get it set up for that home run ball
Yeah,
if they
exactly.
can.
Get somebody free on side and get in there and get Tim O'Neill happy so he sees a goal. Because our videographer, Tim O'Neill, does not like scoreless ties.
Yes. I get the feeling, I mean, most videographers and sound guys don't like anything that requires extra action anyway.
They don't like defense. They
Extra
like
innings.
offense. They
Yeah,
want
that's
offense.
fair.
They want offense.
This, I will say, though, and I was talking about it earlier to myself as it's, wow, there's my name on there. Wow.
I know. How
this
about
is a
that,
professional
huh?
setup.
Really?
Very strange.
Sure
and it's even
is,
spelled
yes.
right. The looking at these two teams, they're not playing with the level of precision that we usually see from them. And you're used to pinpoint passes, and we just haven't seen it to this point in the game.
No,
a lot of kind of haphazard balls that aren't really squared up or sent where the players are going to be. It's not quite as crisp as it usually would be.
I think that's because both teams can pretty much counter what their strengths are, right?
Right.
That's the thing. They throw, when you have a good defensive team, it throws you right out of rhythm.
And at some point, though, you're going to have to gamble if you're either team and you want to come out of this with a win.
Right.
Ball sent off of BG
And that's going
toward
to be
the
a
end
corner
line.
right there if there's no foul called.
I heard a whistle before that, but
she got her from
we'll
behind, and it's going to be a goal kick. I think it's going to be a free kick. There was a foul on that play.
We had
if
one.
If there was no foul, that would have been a corner kick.
I would have thought. We had something that was similar down here, too,
Right.
involving.
But there has not been a single corner in this game.
No.
No one has taken one. What does that tell you?
Yeah, and really not, and no offside. So
Right,
it's
but here, look, now see, they're going to go back, and it's still a dangerous thing to do. At some point, Bedford's going to be, wise to that and intercept something.
And it is an interesting situation when you have Annie Zink running around on the front line, kind of chasing everybody. If I was playing hide and seek, Annie Zink would be one that I would either want on my team, or if I saw her coming, I'd say I'm about to be it pretty quick.
And how many times have you been able to call Martha Lord's name? Not very often.
Yeah,
right? She's had
she
the ball
is.
in midfield, and she's been sandwiched every time she's had it.
They know that poison, and they're just trying to negate her any way that they possibly can.
No doubt about it. We've got about 3:14, as you see on the screen, left in the first half of a scoreless game, and my guess is we're going to stay scoreless through the first half.
The interesting thing, though, is you could have had you or I in goal tonight, and the outcome would be about what it is right now.
Well,
nobody's really been pushed.
LaCroix's had a couple of moments where she's had to make a save.
She had one that was an athletic one that she lost and then covered.
Right, and then the other one that was straight on that she caught, and then there was one Bedford shot that went over the goal. So here we go again. Now there's a free kick right from about the 8-yard line.
It's going to be a tough angle. Snow will send it in. And Morris had a chance to head it, but couldn't. Now BG will just clear it. It'll roll harmlessly up the left side.
But see, Lauren, those are the chances that Guertin has not even come close to having in this game.
Now BG, after getting badgered by Lana Morris, the ball sent over the end line. It'll be a Bedford corner kick.
It'll be the first
from
corner
the far side. You jinxed it.
2:08 to play. I jinxed it. 2:08 to play, and we'll see what happens here.
All right, starting the timer. So
all right, now the clock stops on the board.
We're hand timing it, so who knows how right we'll actually be. But
here we go.
Kenzie Forrester taking that corner kick. Sends it into the box. Bedford with a shot. Now it's off ahead of a BG defender, and now Guertin will send it out of bounds, and it will be a Bedford throw on the near side, about a minute and a half remaining in the game.
In the first half.
Or in the first half, yes.
Tim O'Neill was
hoping
more
coffee.
It was the game.
Then
it would have been overtime.
That's true. No lie.
And it probably would have gone to double. It's going to go double overtime.
Yeah, you know that already.
You know it, exactly.
No school in Bedford tomorrow. Nobody's worried about it.
There's no school
No
in
school. Teacher workshop day.
Oh, for crying out loud. Yeah. Give me a break. Teacher workshop day.
It's nice. It having that day to kind of catch up on stuff, I can say that as a parent of 2 high school kids, makes all the difference. Just a day to get a little bit of sleep,
I don't think there's...
get some homework done.
Maybe they're going to have sports writers workshop day.
I thought every day was Sports Writer Workshop
Yeah,
Day.
basically.
48 seconds remain here in the first half, not the game. And Bedford will have a throw here on the near side. That one taken by Jenna Dindorf into Lana Morris and poked away.
Oh, it's a big play right
Good
here.
slide
This is a
tackle,
chance.
Peseritas.
Guertin's
Now
not
Bedford
careful.
going to have a chance. 30
Yep.
seconds left.
I think this is
Snow or check that Correa with it. Ball knocked away from her.
I'll tell you what. Guertin's living dangerously. Good job by the Bulldogs to push and pressure. It just hasn't resulted in anything yet.
Oh, boy.
We get a foul there, but it's so far out with time dwindling. I don't
15 seconds, give or take. Now about 10.
I don't think it's going to matter much for BG. Oh, they're going to. That's it.
That was short. That was the shortest 2 minutes
They're
ever.
15 seconds off.
Yeah, exactly. Now the timer's going. So, but what we can tell you after the first 40 minutes is we're scoreless. Nothing to report on the goal side.
That's about it, huh?
Tom King will tell you BG is living dangerously. I may or may not agree with that. Neither keeper has really been tested to this point in the game. So, with that said, do we go to a break at the half?
We go to a break
All
at
right.
half, everybody. We will see you on the other side to score here at halftime. Draw a 0 on both sides between Bishop Guertin and Bedford in girls soccer. Stay with us.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Yeah, welcome. Hi.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Finding it difficult to work with numbers may be a sign of Alzheimer's.
Dad, are you okay?
An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
And welcome back, everybody, to Nashua ETV's coverage of high school girls soccer. I'm Tom King, along with Lauren Fox. And what a first half. I count 4 Bedford chances, Mr. Fox. I say that's why BG has lived dangerously, and 0 chances for the Cardinals. That's how I look at it.
That has absolutely been the case. And it has a lot of it has had to do with the fact that they've been able to neutralize Martha Lord.
Oh, yeah, no doubt
and
about it.
For BG, if you're going to want to win this game, if you're actually trying to win this game, and we're kind of speculating with a lot of this, like, well, playoff seedings are kind of set, and how much does this actually matter? And you want to get into the playoffs without any injuries.
Yeah, that's it.
But you still want to beat the other guys.
Yep, and here comes Lord running out onto the field right now, number 10. My guess is they may move her to the middle. You know, and try to get her there, because it doesn't do much good on the other side of the field right now. There hasn't been any movement over there at all. We are scoreless here at Stellos Stadium. Pete Johnson, our executive producer. Tim O'Neill has now switched with Dylan Smith. Dylan Smith on camera. Tim O'Neill is going to be doing the producing on he's in charge of replays and field production.
Eating his dinner of beef jerky.
Now, he's just hoping for a goal.
He wants a goal. He does not want to work overtime.
You'll see after somebody scores, a steak will all of a sudden replace that beef jerky. So, and here we are. We're underway. Take it away, Mr. Fox.
No, I'm not taking anything away. You and I are doing this together. BG is going left to right. Martha Lord in the middle.
Yeah, I won't leave the box this time.
Dancing around. No, it was good. I enjoyed it. So, and BG again playing it back, and we've talked about that a number of times. The Bulldogs did have those 4 chances. I would say none of them were high percentage chances, but they were still better chances than what BG's had.
There
to this
was
point.
one where LaCroix had to slide to her right and make a sprawling save after she had possibly early misjudged it. There was a good shot. Had that shot gone maybe a foot wide of her, might have been a tough one for her to stop. So we'll wait and see how things turn out here in the second half. And don't forget, if they do go scoreless, or if they are tied at the end of regulation, they will play 2 10-minute sudden death overtimes. So, could go 2 overtimes, could go only 1. Depends on if anybody scores.
And if they don't play overtime, Tim O'Neill is buying our dinner.
Yes,
that's what he
true.
claimed earlier.
Exactly.
So,
I'm sure he said that. Yep.
That's it.
Yep, I know it. Beef jerky for
Beef jerky
everybody.
for everybody. Beef jerky time. So here we go. We're scoreless. 38.5 minutes remaining in this one. BG with what amounts to about as good of a chance as we've seen.
Yeah, a little bit of
handing.
a push as the ball was in the middle, and they could not get that ball to settle for a shot. They have. Would you say they have any shot on goal? I don't think they've had a shot on goal.
I don't think they've had much of anything.
No.
And Callie Spittle in net for the Bulldogs. I mentioned her name at one point just so I could mention it, but she has not really been a factor at this point in the game just because of how conservative of an offense BG is playing to this point. Now, see what they can get done as Horton Souza now sends it back over to the near side. Nothing doing there.
Question is, where is Lord? And I do think she's in towards the middle.
They've got her in what appears to be kind of a striker type position. She's really not pushing the envelope up there, but she is without a doubt up there. And that one right off of Lana Morris. Now it deflects back to Lana, and now BG again conservatively plays it backward. And back the other way, the Bulldogs go. Anna Diaz knocks it out of bounds, and it will be a BG throw. But again, this half, we've had most of the action played within the 25-yard lines. Vashi Bajpai with it, has her pocket pick, winds up getting knocked down, and it will be a foul called there on Ariana Kuchalakis.
See if she drew blood.
From about the 40.
She is checking.
Yep, she might have gotten hit.
Yeah.
I thought you were kidding when I saw it, but
nope, she's checking.
It looked like it might have been.
And the referee may check too. Now, if that happens, would there be a card? That's what I wonder.
And so now they have sent Vashi over to the trainer.
Yes, to the trainer. No card given, or is he going to go out and give a card?
And the official moves out. No card is given.
No card.
McKenna Snow with a shot up and over. Bounces into the box, and LaCroix will pick it up. And
Smart
again,
play. LaCroix is the only one who could touch it with her hands, and that was the only way it was going to settle, and that's what she did.
And she clearly called for it, so well played. Vashi Bajpai being attended to underneath the arch of balloons for senior night. Not sure if it was something, probably elbow or something into the mouth.
It was a hand.
Bloody lip. There you go.
It was a hand on a push, and instead I think she got a little bit of her face.
Now ball to the middle. McKenna Snow using her body.
If this was a boys' game, kid would have fallen backwards, be down for 5 minutes, and it would have been a card.
That one's
There's a chance
in
right
now.
here.
Callie Spittle is going to have to come out.
She's going to have to come out and play.
Plays it on the hop, and there we go.
That's something at least.
What are you saying about the differences between these two games?
Much more physical.
Yeah. The girls tend to bounce up, though. There's not the World Cup kind of theatrics that you see of. Well,
there's a semi-pro team that plays here in Nashua. There's the International Soccer Club of Nashua, and they have a men's team that is basically semi-pro. I believe they probably give them mileage money, things like that. And they play in a national league, the UPSL.
Okay.
And United Premier Soccer League, and it's national, so there's a New England division. I call it swimming and diving because that's what they do. If there's any kind of physical contact, down goes the player. And they sprawl and they try to get the card and they try to get the call and everything else. It's swimming and diving all the time.
And you wonder how a guy who looks like he was mortally wounded 30 seconds ago
all of a sudden gets up
around.
and scores. Yeah, he goes the other way and scores.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. But that's what happened. Tim O'Neill knows. Tim knows too.
Tim has watched too much of that. Bedford making their way down the field by way of throw-ins. That one off of the BG player. It'll be another Bedford throw from that
But
far
a
corner.
dangerous area, and this is where Bedford is dangerous, and they have the ball down deep in Guertin territory. So I'm sure that's not what
Throw comes
the Cardinals wanted.
Now the left foot into the box, headed out. A couple players vying for a header, nobody coming up with it. And then now back the other way we go. Bedford now playing it back, and that one sent into the offensive end and fielded on the hop by LaCroix. LaCroix taking her time, about 34 minutes remain here in the game. Sends it across midfield. And I feel like we're seeing a bit more aggressive play here in the second half.
Yeah, we are.
It was
it's
more passive in the first.
Yeah, more physical in the second half, and we'll see how that translates into any kind of offensive opportunities. But this is definitely Tim O'Neill's kind of game.
Vashi Bajpai now back on the sideline for the Bulldogs. So she has been treated by the athletic trainer and appears to be ready for action. And looked like we had penalty possibly away from the ball. Didn't really see the infraction, but regardless, it'll be a BG kick.
The only problem for Guertin is most of their free kicks, I think they've had a couple have all been from the 50 and beyond.
You have to send that one a long way to get something done, unless you are patient and send it to one of the players right in front of you.
When they do that on corner kicks, I hate it.
That's not one of my favorite things.
I can't stand that.
I think way more good things can happen
Put
on a
the
corner
ball
kick.
in the
You just set
box.
the ball in the box and just weird
Get
things
the
start
ball
to
in
happen.
the box, the ball bounces around, it gets deflected in, you can score on a header. I mean, all sorts of things. You start kicking the ball to the side, you might as well just run it down there yourself.
And I as the non-soccer guy, I always wonder, you do that, and all of a sudden you give the defense a chance to sort of cut the angles on the play.
Exactly.
I claim non-soccer guy, but I've watched way too much soccer in the last 2 years to be anything but soccer guy at this point. Sent back near side, Hartshorn with it. Challenged there by Diaz. And now taken by Ackerman. And
There's a
Como
chance
sends
right
it.
here.
And into the box for BG. The ball poked away by the Bulldogs.
Not quick enough. Got to get the
quite
foot
quick
on
enough. A little bit more hop underneath it.
Yeah, the
And it
ball
made it
wasn't
harder
settled.
to settle. Yep.
But I think in some way you got to move that ball forward.
And now Bedford comes right back the other way. Annie Zink trying to find Anna Diaz. Nothing doing. Ball sent out of bounds. It'll be a Bedford throw near side. Kate Michael, the senior, to take it. And again, here we are back within
We're
the
almost
25.
10 minutes into the first half.
And I don't know that we've had maybe the keepers have each touched the ball once. Not a lot of action. Kylie Morris chasing the ball back. We'll send it back to the keeper.
Back to her keeper. There
Callie
we go.
Spittle. Callie taking her time. Callie, I will say, is a very accomplished field player, very good athlete. And
I'll tell you what, though. Callie Skittle was not prepared for that play. She had to run back to it.
Do not think that she was thinking Kylie was going to send it there. But
exactly.
Regardless, good athlete,
That's
good
the
ball
danger of it.
skills.
I just think, you know what, the goal's down there that way. You know? It's that simple. I don't know what's so complicated about that.
So as you say that, BG again
Goes
retreats
backwards.
backward.
And
Now,
they go even further back.
Center back with it, Hadley Como. She of Bedford
And
fame,
there's
and
the
now
turnover
gets it
right there.
stolen.
See?
Lana Morris
See?
with it, looking near side, trying to find
Hey,
Annie
look at
Zink.
this.
Instead keeps it herself and had a player
but
on
look
the
it.
far side,
But
Sloan
look,
Correa.
that's exactly what happens with that play.
Yes.
A
All it takes
turnover,
is that
all
one
it takes is that
miscue.
one miscue, and all of a sudden you're in trouble. Bedford had a good chance there, and it went by the boards as the ball goes out of bounds. But, boy, I'll tell you, I just thought that was their chance right there. And she had a chance to go in there and fire one. Thanks to the turnover. There it is right there, right? There's the turnover, and she's got it. And instead she was looking for the player to get onside. It was kicked out of bounds, and I thought it was off Guertin, but I guess not.
Where it was set up, it looked like a penalty was called.
A
and not
foul
goal
called.
kick.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
But unclear what that was, regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of bounds,
but that was
far
a
side. It was
perfect shot, perfect chance for Bedford.
It was a great chance for Bedford. Just a little light on that touch from Morris trying to find Sloan Correa. I mistakenly called Sloan Correa Sloan Peterson on the broadcast the other day. I've not watched Ferris Bueller's Day Off in a long time.
Oh, here's
that
the chance
one
right
in
here.
the box.
Nope.
Callie Spittle on one hop takes care of it. Looking near side, trying to evaluate her options. Had Anna Diaz, skilled mid, but did not use her. Now,
My theory this is goal kicks always end up in possession of the other team, but not this one. This one was a good one.
yes, you have a lot of they're almost haphazard where you're just trying to get rid of the ball as far as you can,
Right.
and sort of reset the field. And
Tough to knock the ball downfield, whether the other team is trying to push it forward the other way when you're
Right.
up in the air like that. I did see the Guertin boys score off. Actually, I saw Merrimack do it too this year off a goal kick.
That one off the head of the BG player, it looked like, and I think it was Martha Lord who's down.
Ooh, and that's exactly why
we'll get the
Guertin has been
replay
very careful in this game.
here in about 30 seconds.
Wow. Let's
It
see
didn't look. I didn't see a foul on the play.
She
but
is up. She's sitting up. That is Lord. You're right. And
It was
definitely
a 50-50
dazed.
ball that they challenged on. We'll get it up here again as well.
Yeah, we'll get it on our monitor. But Tim, can we see that again?
Yeah, all it really looked like.
Let's
and she
see. Here's the play
leading
right
the
here.
field under her own power.
Oh, she took a body to the
It
head.
looked like she took an elbow to the head.
Yeah.
She went up for the ball and just
right,
came down
Right, took an elbow
into
to the head. Yep.
other player's elbow. And
So
you
now,
hate to see that too, especially.
with a head injury, she's going to have to be checked.
And all these, the other reason you hate to see it outside of obvious is you know that girls aren't meaning to hurt each other. Like
No,
this is
no.
a player that
Here's a free
they've
kick for
grown up
Guertin,
with.
and it goes wide.
free kick taken.
Best chance
goes
they've
left.
had right there.
Great chance, but and on a set piece like that, it's all, you hate to say anything's inexcusable, but you got to get it within the bounds of those posts to truly make something happen.
Yeah, you got to
Particularly from that point blank of a shot.
That's Lord. She gets
She
knocked
is
down.
back in the game and gets knocked down by Lana Morris.
And
But
she
that
gets
one,
helped up. I mean, these kids all know each other,
Right, that's-
so that's the thing.
that one was a bit more of a fall than anything that was induced by a Bedford player there.
So here we go.
She took a dribble, and then Lana went to get the ball.
The
and-
referee does not agree with you. It is going to be a free kick.
Yeah,
for Guertin.
well, usually if a player hits the floor,
Yep.
the free kick is granted.
Yeah, pretty much.
But she went down. She's back up.
I think if these kicks keep happening and they keep coming up empty, I think Tim O'Neill's going to go down there and say, "I'll kick it."
Yes, barefoot.
Yep. Here we go.
Another free kick taken by BG. That one into the box, headed out by Bedford.
Great play by the defense on Bedford's part, as Guertin had another good chance right there. They've got 2 chances in a row, and they haven't been able to get a legitimate shot on goal yet.
And Bedford now trying to just flip the field.
We got 27-16 left to play in this game, in regulation. You got to say
Yes,
regulation.
Right, in regulation.
Yep.
Now ball coming back the other way. Bedford in a very defensive set right now, and BG sends one up, and it will wind up meandering across the end line. It'll be a goal kick for the Bulldogs.
Well, the Cardinals showing a little bit of spunk, a little bit of pressure.
Hearing a lot of communication and calling for the ball among the players, which is somewhat unique. You don't necessarily hear as much of that, but
Well, I think at some point, probably with about 15 minutes left, they're both going to look up at the board, see 0-0, and then all heck is going to break loose.
and I hope so. Bedford now crosses midfield, back the other way.
And
Here
that'll continue into the 2 scoreless overtime.
Yes. Here we are again in between the 25s. Ball comes back the other way. Zink winds up getting tripped. And it'll be a Bedford kick from about the 45-yard line, the football 45. And a little bit of extracurriculars going on. I don't know if you heard that between the official, and it sounded like the BG bench saying, I don't want to hear any more.
Oh,
So,
interesting, really.
yep.
I bet it's from one of the assistants. We'll see. Ooh, there's a chance.
That
Nope,
one chipped
gonna be
in,
wide.
and LaCroix will
Yeah.
gamble on it, field it
Is
on
it-
the hop there. If she plays it clean, or if she just lets it go, they get a goal kick out of it. But the way it stands here, well, she gets to move up a bit more, and she gets to put a little bit more underneath it. And she'll try to flip the field, send it across midfield. And the passiveness that this game had been played with from the get-go has now been replaced by 2 teams who actually have decided they want to win this game.
Yeah, it looks that
And
way.
sooner
huh?
than later.
Right.
Much
Because
to
we both feel
much to
one. We
Tim
both feel
O'Neill's
one. Yeah, we both feel
pleasure.
one. Yeah, one goal is going to do the trick.
It is going to be 1 goal. It's going to be insanely difficult playing from behind. Zink left side, taking her time into the box, and the striker Morris was with her.
Yeah, with nobody coming down the middle, and that
Yep.
yeah, that was they were coming down, but too far towards the wide side, and that allowed LaCroix to come in and grab that ball easily and then boot it out of Guertin territory.
Good idea by Anna there, or I should say, yeah, good idea by Annie Zink. But Lana Morris a little bit too close in on the play, and now Annie Zink playing a game of tag with everybody else. Now Anna Diaz goes in, tries to pick the pocket of Megan Hartshorn, was claiming the ball went off of Hartshorn, but they say not the case, and it'll be a BG throw near side. About 24 minutes left here in this scoreless game. Feels like a little bit of action now, like both teams went to the locker room and drank Red Bulls. Playing with a bit more urgency. There's Martha Lord with it, sends it back. And again, BG playing it back, trying to get everything set up from the back line and really taking their time. The ball stolen there by Bedford, but just chipped across midfield. And now Lana Morris procures it, but can't control it, and Hadley Como will clear it. Again, back to the back line for BG. Sends it across midfield.
Yeah, just a kick to try to get some push. No real set plan on that play. There's another one. And they're hoping that the ball, well, there's a chance right here with a race, but Bedford's going to win that race. They're going to kick it back to the goalkeeper.
Ackerman was the only one there for BG. She was the only one really with a shot at it. And now Pesaritas will send it back for BG.
Pesaritas has had a good year for them, and she's been one of the players that has stepped forward to help Lord out. 22:38 left to play in regulation. We are scoreless here at Stellos Stadium.
Bashi Bajpai in for Bedford. And coming off is Sloan Correa. And coming off for BG, Allison Garrett. Now a throw from BG near side. Again, taking their time.
Boom.
Mo will
Another kick, long kick down the field.
send it right down the middle, and Bedford will have another chance to set things up a bit. Forrester, Bajpai, back far side.
You can tell the game has changed a little bit, as you said, Lauren. Guertin is now starting to kick the ball downfield with no real plan, rather than kick it back. So I don't know which I like better.
Right.
You know, neither one is resolving anything, but I guess kicking it downfield is less dangerous.
And all they're really trying to do with that is just get somebody into space
Yeah,
and have them create.
they're hoping Lord can get free and get someone in space and then get somebody free downfield.
But it has not happened to this point. And now BG is.
There's a missed kick that's going to result in a chance here for Bedford.
Bedford's got a good shot far side. Kenzie Forrester sends it in and off the BG defender and out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for the Bulldogs. Second one we've seen in the game.
Yep. Corner number 2 for Bedford.
Tim O'Neill happy with this second corner. But for the Bulldogs, BG is almost playing that sort of defensive set that the Bulldogs were playing in the first half now, where everybody's content to be back. And now Bedford's a little bit more aggressive. So we'll see.
Let's see.
Forrester will send it into
That's
the box.
not a bad
Big
ball.
high ball right
That's
in the middle.
good.
Ahead
Oh.
is
That was a
off into
good
the
ball, and the deflection just goes wide. That was the play. Let's see that again. Here we go. Right? See who touched it. Right in the box, curls away a little bit. And it was headed, but headed wide.
It was headed, I believe McKenna Snow got it for the Bulldogs, I think. But hard to tell on that replay. And now BG will send that goal kick to about the 30. Bedford winds up stealing it back. Now BG has it coming back the other way. Ball sent into the offensive end for the Cardinals. And given chase down the far side, looked like it went off of the BG player, and it'll be a Bedford throw. Down on the far side, not sure what the officials are saying. The Bedford players did point to that. I mean, I guess that's one way to move the ball down the field. A series of throw-ins.
Throw-ins we've had more throw-ins than we can count.
Oh my goodness, yeah. It's like the number of times you see a kid double dribble or travel in a youth league basketball game.
What both teams are hoping for is that one mistake, that one foul, that one bad bounce that will create an opportunity for a goal. Bedford had it just a little while ago on the corner kick, and it was just headed wide.
I mean, you had it in that 2021 championship game where it was one penalty that Bedford players would say should have been called. BG players would tell you that it shouldn't have been called. Ultimately, it led to the go-ahead goal, the eventual winning goal for BG in that one.
1-0 game.
And we saw it here last year, just a ball slide tackle by Araceli Cloutier for Bedford, and then that wound up leaning to a goal from about the 30-yard line from Grace Crowder, and that one goal put the Bulldogs into a state championship. So it's usually decided by
just that one
big play. Yep. That's all either team's looking for here.
Guertin did not get that far. They struggled with the new kid on the block that has really become the force in Division I girls soccer, and that is the Timberlane Owls.
Strange how that works, how school can have a program like that, and then other programs aren't quite as caught up as...
Somehow, some way, they struck magic.
Girls soccer.
Yeah, they got a bunch of good players who must have gone through their system in Plastow and are really playing well. They beat Guertin 2-1 last year. I believe they lost to Exeter in the semifinals. Yep. And this year they are going into the tournament as the top seed.
And you love to see it. I hate to say it, you get tired of seeing the same names at the top every year.
Exactly, and they've beaten BG 3 times now in a row, 2 regular season contests and last year's quarterfinal game.
They have certainly caught lightning in a bottle, have those Owls. Not in every sport, mind you. I mean, baseball, still not their cup of tea. Football, not really either.
Boys soccer's not strong either.
But that girls program is awfully good.
It has really come alive, and they'll be a force. We'll see how that goes in the tournament. The top 2 will get buys, and then the next 12 will play on.
And Timberlane has locked up that 1. I don't think there's anybody who can touch him now at 16-1.
BG is hoping to get the number 2, but here's another
Kenzie
one.
Forrester sends it into the box. The ball's still rattling around in there. Now trying to send it away is McKenna Snow, held in there almost by Kate Michael.
Yep, Guertin not satisfied with just kicking the ball out of bounds. They want to keep it in play and get it downfield and get it out of there.
Now Correa will send it far side, and I misidentified Snow as Lana Morris from here, or vice versa. 16.5 left here in this scoreless tie.
It won't stay scoreless for long if Bedford continues to get chances like that.
That I agree with. Bedford has done an excellent job to control this game to this point.
Yeah, Guertin.
They have had the chances, that's for sure.
No doubt about it. And Guertin has not in the last, I'd say 8 minutes, they have been not around offensively, but maybe this is a chance to get something done. Get some contact and see if you can get a whistle out of it. Nothing happens, and Bedford will knock it down.
Battle for the ball, now Zink with it. Couldn't control it. BG back the other way. Ball sent up the far side. Great slide tackle made there. I believe that was Kylie Morris on the slide tackle.
So Guertin gets a throw in from deep in Bedford territory, and they're not used to this.
We have not seen that to this point. Nope, not
today.
This game.
15.5
minutes remain. And the throw in, sent back out. Everybody keeps popping through those bushes like it's the cornfield in Iowa.
They have changed color here in the fall.
It is a beautiful setting, beautiful place to play because of that, because of its proximity to the river as well. Particularly on a night where you get the sunset coming up over the river. Beautiful. But the sun has long Gone down here. The ball controlled by Megan Hartshorn. Now to Hadley Como.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody down on the field. It wasn't even 7 o'clock yet. It felt like it was 9.
I know.
You know?
Yep.
That's what the early darkness does.
Dude.
It just completely throws you off.
Winter is coming.
Yes.
Now ball sent back far side. Kenzie Forrester holds it in and poked away there by Ava Barecki. And it will be a
Bedford throw-in.
Bedford throw from the far side. Sent in, Vashi Bajpai with it. Vashi looks, Lana Morris sees Lana, now sent back to Sloan Correa, sends it into the middle off a BG foot. Looked like a handball might have been committed,
from
gotten
that
away
far
with.
side, yeah, looked that way. But here's BG now with a rush.
BG back coming the other way.
They want to set
Martha
up
Lord
Lord.
calling for the ball and was just a half step behind. And it was interesting to watch too. It almost appeared like
She held up.
she held up thinking that she was going to be off, but the final Bedford defender was about
5
3 yards
away,
from her.
5 yards away. She had
the
plenty
blue
of
line
room.
was still there. She had plenty of room.
Plenty of room to run. Yep, no doubt about it. So it didn't happen. It's that kind of night right now.
Now Bedford back on the offensive end. I'd love to see if we can catch that one again. Maybe. Yep, here it is if we're watching on our monitor.
Yeah.
And Lord was calling for the ball and just stopped.
Yeah,
I
just
was
stopped,
lying
yeah.
and you were lying. It wasn't 5 yards. It was about 7
It
yards.
was about 7 yards.
between-
If she had
she-
gone
if
further
she
to the right, she would
pushes
have been
up,
open.
she's got a great shot at
Yep,
it.
no doubt about
And
it.
then it's just her and Callie Spittle. Whatever the female equivalent of mano a mano, I guess
my
those are
money's
hands.
on Lord, and it's one-on-one.
Mana
She-
y mana.
Lord's accuracy is impeccable as a shooter. She is very, very accurate.
Correa look into the middle, trying to find Zink. Zink
See, they are looking
miraculously
for that
holds it in.
They're looking for that through ball, and eventually they may find it.
Michael Morris Diaz now trying to find Zink.
Yeah, Guertin knocks it away.
Correa far side, Forrester. A ball chipped up. Morris vying for that header, couldn't come up with it. Now it's Martha Lord controlling, and here comes Guertin back the other way.
Well, Lord to the rescue on that play for Guertin as she just came in and took charge of it.
She is everywhere.
Yep.
Lana Morris fighting for the ball. And for these girls, too, you might start out saying, all right, we're going to play a little bit more relaxed of a game of soccer. But when it comes down to it, it's Bedford BG, and they all want to win it regardless.
Well, here's a chance right here again. They're going to have to go back to LaCroix. And she
Shanks
boots it.
it.
Yeah, shanks it. Exactly.
And Bedford winds up holding it in mostly. Now it's Vashi to Kate Michael. Kate had a little bit more time than she thought. Vashi to the middle to Morris.
They're going to try to go wide
Now
here, I
Annie
think.
Zink tries to find Anna Diaz. And ball
Diaz
sent
was,
out of bounds.
Diaz was open briefly on the left side, and they didn't see her and didn't
Yep.
get it to her. Otherwise, she might have had a break down the left side. And of course, that will lead to a cross in the middle and a chance at a goal. But
And
it hasn't happened.
And to your point on the cross, Anna is more of a passer and a creator
Yep.
than a goal scorer. She has a strong leg and ability to score by all means, but in her case, she's trying to evaluate where everybody else is at any given time and get it to them.
How you holding up, Tim O'Neill, huh?
We got one for you, Tim. We got you covered.
No, we don't.
Yeah, there'll be one.
Nobody's going to get a goal in this game.
I'm saying by the 9-minute mark. There you go. Sent out of bounds by Annie Zink.
If Bedford keeps that pressure, they will.
The pressure is there now. It wasn't there early, but it's there now.
Now Lord's going
Lord
to
with
try.
it.
Lord's going to try to do something about it, but she's kicking it back. So,
Yep.
and they keep moving it back, and here we go.
Now Guertin with it. Finds Lord near side. And Martha Lord again back to Guertin. Now to
Ooh,
Vashi.
and there's the
Bashpai.
turnover.
Stolen. Lana
There's the
Morris with it in the
turnover
middle.
right
Back to
there.
Vashi. Vashi spins.
Oh,
sends
wide
it in.
open.
Annie Zink left foot. Wide left. And that's about the best chance anybody's had to this point in the game.
Wide open was Zink, and she missed it. Here's the replay right there. There's the ball in the middle, and a nice pass. She's wide open, and she waited too long.
It's the hard thing from there, though, with the angle.
Get
She
the-
couldn't turn her shoulders around
Right.
enough to get around the ball and find the right side of that goal
She
mouth.
was alone. All alone. You know what? Just do something. Kick the ball.
It's
nudge it.
just as a matter of getting around it like that,
Right,
though, and being able
exactly.
to rotate on it.
Right.
Not an easy play by any stretch of the
But what
imagination.
caused that play?
That back pass.
Yep.
Yep.
Telling you. You're living dangerously with that. I know it's the strategy. I know a lot of coaches do it. But it's another coach's strategy I don't agree with. Ask the people in Merrimack who root for football about that. But the other night when they did not go for it, they went for it on 4th down and a credit card and instead did a shotgun snap that went awry.
No, dude.
Rather than just falling
Going
forward
5
to try
yards
to get
back? No.
Yeah, no,
That makes
exactly.
no sense.
Exactly. Thank you. And neither does the backward pass.
Yes. The
shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line moving forward.
And if you know what the snap count is and your offensive line knows what the snap count is, you have a built-in advantage. That's why it works that way.
It was a low snap that was mishandled and just could not. It was a bad snap and just was. The play was dead doomed from the start.
Correa back near side. Diaz being held up there a little bit to Morris. Morris finds Michael. Michael left foot, look into the middle.
Oh, Guertin has
and
to play
sent out of bounds by
they
BG.
have to play
It'll be
the
a Bedford
defensive
corner.
play. Yep, third corner. They had to make that defensive play. I don't agree with that defensive play. They kick it downfield.
I think she had more to kick it downfield
Yeah,
than just
no
to
doubt
send it
about
like that. The one thing that I would have liked to see Kate do on that play would have been with the left foot, cross it to the middle.
Sure.
She's usually a defensive player, but she's got a good foot.
Let's see now. Who's taking this corner for Bedford?
My guess is Kenzie Forrester. Yeah, Kenzie
All right,
Forrester
taking the corner kick here.
She's
we are
usually
under
the one.
8:12 to play.
Kenzie's corner into the box. The header keeps the ball in. Now Morris with it, trying to find Forrester, and Forrester chips it off her foot
And it's
over the
going to
field
be
hockey
a
goal.
kick.
It'll be a goal kick.
Yep, goal kick. So a third corner. That's the 4th corner, I believe, for Bedford. Here's the play right here. Watch it right there.
Great ball.
In the box. A
Great
great
ball.
ball, but no angle on the header. They hit it wide. That, I believe, is that 4 corners for Bedford so far? I think
you're right, and none for BG to this point.
No, none.
Now the ball back the other way. Headed again. We've now had, 7 touches in a row without the ball touching the ground.
Our 2 favorite letters in the alphabet, O and T.
Yep.
Because that's what it's going to be.
Kate Michael, a chip up and over, trying to find Zink. Can't. Kate plays the ball, harassing Martha Lord, who falls. Might have got away with a handball.
Great pressure by Bedford.
Bedford sideline agreed with me on it.
They are making life difficult for Lord and anybody in a green jersey if they've got the ball beyond the 50.
If memory serves, I think Bedford has given up maybe 5 or 6 goals to this point in the season.
You can tell.
A quick update from Pete Johnson. Timberlane beat Londonderry this afternoon 2-1 to end the regular season.
That's a close game.
15-1.
Girls?
Yes.
That's a close game.
The only regular season loss Timberlane had was against Portsmouth.
And I bet that was on the road.
I love the fact that he's sending updates.
Yeah, I'm bad at looking at my phone.
He buzzed in on the watch. I feel like Dick Tracy.
Exactly. He gave me about 5 scores last Friday night that I didn't see until I got home.
That sounds about right. Oh, hey, that's what was going on.
Yep.
Don't know where we are in the BG Bedford boys game. I'll get you an update on that pretty quick.
We're pretty close to a Bedford victory is where we are. That's for sure.
Bedford back the other way. And it is Zink with it. Back to the middle to Morris. To Zink. The right foot into the box. Chance for the Bulldogs.
Oh!
And the left foot is no good
and
for
not
Bedford.
deflected, so it'll be a goal kick. Let's see that one again. Here's the chance right here, okay? They give her some space, and she hits it right down the middle, and the left foot is no good. Wow, are you kidding me? BG boys are up 1-0 with 15 minutes left in the first half.
Yep. John Collins called it an ESPN highlight goal.
Every goal.
We both got the same text. I don't feel that
every
special.
goal for John Collins is an ESPN highlight. Let's not get carried away.
Now I got to meet this guy and do a game with him.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's good. He loves soccer.
Did I hear he does volleyball too? Is that
we
the guy?
do it all.
Okay.
Volleyball, soccer, field hockey, football in the fall.
I would not know how to do the volleyball thing. I've done everything else, but volleyball is not.
Well,
I could tell you when a point is scored.
That's the dynasty in Bedford right now.
You're telling me.
Good grief.
It's weird.
What do they got in the water there?
Tall kids.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep. Plenty
Here's
of
a
them.
play right. Lord
That one
gets
sent
it
into
in.
the box. That's going to be some deep trouble. Callie Spittle out slides, knocks the ball away from the BG offensive player, and it looks like it rolled out of bounds across the end line.
And it should be.
It should be a corner kick, and we'll get the replay
Let's
here.
See. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a goal kick. Let's
Get
see the replay.
Left foot in, and great chance at the ball. Knocked away, apparently by Spittle, I
For
thought.
Guertin, that
but
was Madison Long,
that was
I
Madison
believe.
Long
Yep.
on the play.
Yep.
Great hustle by Long, but
And the clock has stopped now, 5 minutes.
we're
So
at that under
was
5.
that was the best Guertin chance, as they had a great play, but a good play by Kittle to come out there and stop it.
We are in the danger zone for Tim O'Neill. He has a rabbit's foot in his right hand, and he is furiously rubbing it in an effort to make no overtime. Kate Michael with the throw. Kate Michael with the throw for Bedford. Now Lana Morris gets all tangled up
Tim,
in the
your
midst of that.
chance-
Somehow holds the ball in,
Your chance just happened about a minute ago.
and the ball sent up and over to Ava Suich, but loses the ball. Now Kate Michael with it, and Michael will send it near side. Annie Zink off of BG, held in. Sloan Correa with it. She's got some time.
Yeah, this is a big
Sloan
play.
looking far side, finds Kenzie
Excuse
Forrester.
me.
And BG breaks that one up, and now Correa will try to corral the ball. And right back the other way we come with BG knocking it back down the field. Okay, Michael trying to, at the same point, have a first touch and send the ball into the offensive end. Instead, sends it out of bounds. And we're at about 3:45 remaining here in the game. Or in regulation, I should say. Got to get that correct. Annie Zink's left foot back into the middle. Nothing doing. BG tries to clear. A little bit of a shank. Now Michael with it. Traps it. Kabajpai now off of BG and back the other way we come. I would say the best chance that anybody's had to this point in
Right
the
down
game was
there.
that one.
That one
that
play.
literally just happened.
Because Long was all alone, and Kittle came out and made a big play. Here's another chance, maybe. No, it's going to go back the other way.
Ball was lofted up and over to Suich, but nothing doing down there. And the ball sent out of bounds now. It will be a Bedford throw. The outcome, so I am told, as far as Vashi Bajpai, when she left the game, she got bopped in the face and a bloody nose and
bloody
came back.
nose, huh?
Yep.
Told you
I
there
did
was
not
blood.
have-
Told you there was blood.
There was blood. I did not have bloody nose on the bingo card.
See, I said blood.
Yep. But
I
she
know
is-
blood when I see it, Lauren.
You do boxing too.
I
Vashi
have.
has been back out there for Bedford at this point. Now
here's a chance.
BG getting something started again.
Oh, it's
Horton
through.
Souza with it. Through
Double
ball
teamed.
now. And save made there by Spittle off the shot from Suich and then sent out of
It'll be a
bounds.
corner
It'll be a
kick. We'll
corner
love to
kick
see
for
that one
BG.
again. I don't know if that was Lord who took it. I don't know.
It was Suich.
Sewage.
About 2 minutes left here in
Nice
regulation.
through ball. Watch her
Great
go
through
and
ball.
get the shot right off between two defenders, and a great save by Kittle. And now a corner for BG, but time is of the essence.
And nobody is there for. There's nobody there to actually take the corner.
Yeah, well, they're wasting time. What do you have on the clock?
I'm going to say
2
it's
minutes?
about 140.
140. Yeah, I figured it was under 2. Well,
So-
kids who play soccer, never it amazes me they don't have enough ball boys or ball girls. for
Right.
games. All right, here we go.
Corner kick coming from the senior, Ashlyn Guertin, taking it with the right foot. Guertin lofts it in front of the goal. Spittle knocks it out. Great play, Callie. And we had a whistle there. I'm not sure if it was a push.
Must have been a push and a
That
foul. and-
appears to be.
But a good job by the goaltender. Here's the play right here. Let's see if we can pick up the foul. They're jockeying for position there. Well, I don't see where it happened, but they call it. And that was, you know what? That was a big call because that ball was loose. Guertin could have turned around and fired it home.
Spittle had done a really nice job getting it out of there.
Yeah, and that's it.
And that is it for regulation.
Yes. The two favorite letters in the alphabet for Tim O'Neill, O and T, and that's what it's going to be here at Stellos Stadium. We are scoreless.
Bonus soccer.
We are scoreless after 80 minutes of soccer, and things got interesting in the last, I'd say, 5.5 or 6.
It was about the last 15 where things just kind of started to crank up, and teams were playing like they actually wanted to win this game.
Yep.
And that corner kick from Guertin that they took, certainly one of their better shots, but the best opportunity that either team has had to this point in the game is that one that Madison Long had after the through ball.
Well, she couldn't get the shot off.
Just couldn't quite get the shot off, and Callie Spittle timed it right, made the right play as the keeper to hold her line, and then come out late. And it worked well for Callie, and it worked well for the Bulldogs at that point.
Come out late and make the play on the attacker, and it's one of the reasons we're scoreless.
She read it really well. Makes all the difference. So here we are, 80 minutes of soccer in. About 4.5 minutes until overtime number 1.
Yeah, they give them a break. Now they're just figure out which way they're going to go, which direction they want to go in. Usually teams will change up for the start of the overtime from where they were in the second half. Tom King along with Lauren Fox here at Stellos Stadium in Nashua. We've got a scoreless game between Bishop Guertin and Bedford.
This has been fun.
It's been a good game.
It's been a good game, and I've enjoyed, I love Bill Klein up in Bedford, but man, this has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's
definitely different energy.
Yep.
Don't tell Bill that I said that. Although he'll probably go home and watch this game anyway.
He'll hear it. You're done.
He'll hear it. I'm
You're
done.
toast.
It's fine. Whatever.
It's all over.
I rely on him because he knows soccer way better than I do. So, all right, you're saying you guys do football, soccer,
football,
track,
soccer?
Yes, no.
No. In the here on ETV in the fall we do football, soccer, volleyball, and field hockey.
All right.
And then all the rectangulars, and then volleyball indoors.
Okay.
And then
the rectangulars.
In the winter, the rectangular sport.
Okay.
In the winter. In the winter, it is basketball and hockey.
Okay.
And then in the
rectangular and an oval.
In the spring, and it's cold. And
yes.
in the spring, it's cold rectangular.
Yes.
In the spring, we do baseball. We do one softball game. We need the stadium setting.
Yeah.
To do baseball or softball, and so we do baseball at Holman Stadium.
Okay.
We did Bedford. Bedford South there earlier, last spring.
God, that was an awful game.
Yeah, it was. It was terrible. And I left midway through because I had to go cover another game.
Well, that game took about 4 hours anyway. I mean, it was. I coached for Bedford, so that thing was atrocious.
I went to Merrimack and saw a great game between North and Merrimack.
That would have been the better game.
Yeah, it was.
That game was
the school vacation week, so it was done early in the day.
Yep.
But we will also do softball. We do one game a year, and that's the North-South game at Riviera University with a stadium.
Gotta be somewhere where there's
where we can elevation. So we were able to do that, and then we do lacrosse, of course, boys and girls lacrosse here at Stellos Stadium. That's our. And then in the summertime, we'll do once in a while Legion ball, but a lot of Nashua Silver Knights, Futures Collegiate League baseball. So
if you need anybody to help out, I'm your guy.
Pete Johnson will be the guy to contact you. He'll be it. But that's
Pete and
always
beg for some baseball.
That's always funny. The best part about the games at Holman.
Yeah.
I have my own little booth. They wire me all the way in.
Seriously?
I just have my own comfort there. I don't have to be near John Collins at all.
Poor John Collins.
Poor John. Yep.
So for those who might be catching up with us, we are listed as the third. We're in the third period. Third period.
Overtime.
I guess. I don't know. We're in overtime.
We will be going to sudden death overtime. It is 10 minutes. And if no one scores after the 10-minute period, we'll go do another 10. And then if no one scores after that, it will be the end of the game. It'll end in a tie. And that's how it works. Now, if this were tournaments, in this tournament, we go to penalty kicks. I believe they play 220s in that case, right? Isn't it 220s? I'm pretty sure it is.
I think you are correct.
I don't think
those
it's 210.
Those games tend to really run long.
Yep. Yeah, they do. And they're about to start in another 5-6 days.
What? I'm not a fan of ending a game like that on PKs.
Well,
My preference would be start pulling players off the field.
yeah, I would go 3-on-3, 4-on-4, something
Or
like that.
I'd pull 2 off, go 9v9.
Field hockey does that.
9v9, then after 5 minutes, 8v8, 7v7, and
Field hockey does that. They go 7-on-7. And
how many are usually playing for field hockey?
There's a bunch. I mean, I think it's
don't
7-on-7.
Okay.
Well, there's a goalie. So
I don't know how
6-on-6.
field hockey works.
So,
I mean, I know like it's hockey and you're trying to get the ball in the goal.
What it does,
because it's a rectangular sport.
What you see in that situation is you see a lot of fast breaks.
Right, but that's
what you want.
But that tells me whether a team has more skilled players. I could find a group of people that can take PKs. It's like winning a baseball game with a home run derby.
Right, and believe it or not, that's what the Futures League does after 10 innings of play.
Do they really?
Yes, they do. I don't like it either, but that's what they do.
Yeah.
So here we go. We are ready to start overtime. Bedford will go right to left there in the white jerseys. Bishop Guertin will go left to right in the green.
Bajpai with the ball for Bedford, sends it off the dome of a BG player, and it'll be a Bedford throw.
So now you wonder, will there be the same aggressiveness to try to win this game, or will they just try to play for the tie?
And we
and
will
try
find
to play
out.
it. Well, actually, I'll say play it safe. That's what I'll say. And they hope for a break and maybe a fluke goal, but will they try to play it safe? Guertin is going to go the same way they went to end the second half.
And they have Martha Lord, appears to be at striker. She's right at about the football 40, so one you want to keep an eye on.
And they had moved her back.
Yep, she was playing more of a defensive mid
late in the defensive midfield spot, late in the first half. Or second half, rather. I'm getting my halves on this. See what this scoreless stuff does to me?
Right. Well, it's like extra innings. Like, I don't know, I've broadcast baseball games that have been 17 innings of extras, and you start getting delirious.
I did a 17-inning game. We did not do it on TV. Thankfully, our Tim O'Neill probably wouldn't be here right now. It was
Morris to Zink.
North and Goffstown.
17
Here's
innings.
a chance.
Kenzie Forrester with it, sends it into the box. LaCroix fields it on 2 hops, falls on it, and Kenzie just trying to make something happen there. You send it in the box, you get a deflection, and the game's over.
Right, you get a little spin on it.
It's usually at the time that you really least expect it.
A little spin on it, but what you want to do there is get elevation. Make the goaltender have to jump up and maybe to the far side where she can't reach it. But that did not happen, and we are still scoreless.
I did 17 in a minor league game in Lincoln, Nebraska, and we ended at about 1 in the morning.
A
wild pitch.
The last baseball game I covered at Fenway Park, maybe it was the next to last game. It was in 1997. And I made the mistake of saying, wow, we're moving pretty quick.
There you go. There's your first mistake.
It was on Father's Day, and the game went 60 innings, Yankees-Red Sox.
So it took about 17 hours.
Nomar Garcia-Parra tied it with a home run off of Mariano Rivera in the bottom of the ninth. And
Bedford.
And then Wade Boggs won it in extra innings.
Now you just dated it.
Yep. Oh, yeah. It was a long time ago.
Boggs was still with the Red Sox at that point. He was the Yankee at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Still scoreless
remember
here.
The year before, he was riding a horse
Yep.
at Yankee Stadium
Yep.
in the World Series.
I should know if he and Nomar crossed paths during that at all. Ball sent up into the offensive end, giving chase, and
But the problem is,
it
one
looked
green
like the ball
jersey.
was knocked out of bounds, and indeed it was. There was another ball that came back.
Now they're coming back.
Off the bushes.
So
Who
here we
needs
go.
ball boys when we got bushes?
That's right. Here we go. 6:52 left to play in overtime. First
overtime, yes. We may go to PKs just for fun to get the ire of
we don't want
Tim
that.
O'Neill.
Yeah, I know it. Oh, he'll see a goal.
Maybe more than one.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be in another week.
Bedford throw coming, 6.5 left in overtime number 1. Ball
Guertin.
out of bounds, BG throw far side.
If this stays the same, I believe they'll finish second. I'm not positive. I don't know how things went up in Hanover the other day.
That I do not know.
Yeah.
I thought Hanover was playing against Pinkerton today.
Well, this was back the other day, Tuesday.
Morris, Forrester, ball in the middle, Bajpai a little bit off. And now sent up into the offensive end
That's
for
not a
BG.
that's not a bad ball. It goes down into the corner.
And chased away
And it's going to be a
by the
BG
Bulldogs.
throw
It'll
in.
be a BG throw. Boys 1-0 at halftime, so I'm told.
That is a big, big upset if BG can pull that off because they lost to Hanover the other day, 14-4
BG in soccer?
in soccer.
14-4.
It's been a bad year for Guertin soccer.
14.
14.
That's a lot of goals.
That is a lot of goals. 14 more than we've had here.
Yeah, yes, and 18 in total.
Right.
I don't know whether, yeah. I don't-
Rayan Hamid was the 4-goal scorer for Bishop Guertin in that match.
Today,
Hanover has come here 3 times, and they have won 14-4. They beat Bishop Guertin. Earlier in the year, they beat North 5-0, and in between, they beat Nashua South in the rematch of the last 2 title games in boys soccer, 3-1.
so you're saying Hanover's good.
They are darn good.
Ball sent into the middle by Megan Hartshorn, broken up there by Vashi Bajpai. Back the other way.
That's a nice
BG
move.
again,
Ooh.
and shot blocked there by Sloan Correa. Great job to deflect that one. BG's getting another chance. It's Lord with it. Dribbles at about the football 12, still hanging on to it. Somehow eludes everybody. Sends it into the box. Callie Spittle's going to have to go up.
And everybody's
and
wondering
comes up
how,
with it clean. I have
Everybody's
no
wondering
idea.
how did Lord get
I
that
don't
shot
know.
off between 3 defenders, but
I
she
have
did it.
no
Watch her
idea.
right here. Watch her dribble.
I don't know how she got through the defenders to be
She
completely
it
blank,
deflected
to be
back
blunt.
to her. That's how it happened. And then she puts it right on now. I told
mean,
you,
that's about
her
as-
accuracy is pristine. It is
Now
unbelievable.
back the other way
This
we
is a
go.
chance. Oh, and a defensive
Zink.
play, but it's going to be a corner.
With it off the pass from Diaz.
It's
and
gonna be a
knocked
corner.
out. It'll be a corner.
Yep.
Looking at some of these scores, Pinkerton today beat Hanover 1-0. So that renders Hanover now 9-5.
All right, Bedford corner. Who we got taking it?
It is Kenzie Forrester taking the corner for the
All right,
Bulldogs.
Forrester on the corner, and this is it. This could be the game right here. Clock stops with 5 to play on the board. It's
And the clock
running
is
now.
stopped.
Running now on time kept on the field.
I did not start my timer, so we have truly no idea what's left. And we have
And she's got a tire shoot.
the
The substitution as well. BG is allowed to substitute.
Martha Lord coming off. It looked like she did something. She kind of came up a little bit lame, but difficult to say. She's
She's walking all right.
she's walking all right, but with a little hitch in her giddy up. Forrester sends it into the box, headed out by BG, and a whistle, and I'm not quite
BG player hit the
clear
deck and it's probably going to go
why.
against Bedford. Let's see what happened here on the replay.
It
Here's
didn't look like
Forrester's
it was
cor-
anything.
Here's Forrester's corner. Right in the middle, and a collision, and she just went down.
It didn't look like there was anything egregious
No.
that would have merited a whistle there. But
No, but they called
there
it
we
when
are.
a player hits the ground. They usually are going to call something, and that's what happened there. So BG will get the ball out of their own territory, and we'll see if that holds up.
Now the ball sent toward midfield. Diaz's head off of Kuchalakis. Now sent back to midfield. Kenzie
that's a bad
Forrester with a
turnover.
steal. Annie Zink with it. Zink dribbling down to the corner. Can she turn the corner? Trying to just dribble around her defender. Now into the box is Zink, and she's held in the box or just outside of it.
I think it's outside.
So maybe just outside of it by a shade, but we'll
Let's
have a look
see.
at that one too.
Yeah,
Here we
we'll
go,
see.
back
All
to
right,
the
watch-
monitor.
Watch the play.
She did get held, and she did sell it. Yep, look at that jersey.
Yep.
Man, oh man.
But
Doesn't
out-
get more egregious than that.
but outside the box.
But,
luckily for Guertin,
yeah, seriously, right?
here we go.
The
They
kick
did-
comes in, one hop, and
Oh,
off the
the
keeper.
save!
The save made.
Wow.
Bedford holds it in. Forrester back into the box, blasted
I
out
don't
of
know if
bounds
that
far
was
side.
LaCroix or a defender.
We're gonna look again
Let's
now.
see the replay on that one. Watch this play. She does it very quickly. She sets up right
Forrester
away.
sends it,
Saved by the goalie.
saved by the keeper,
Yep.
LaCroix. Beautiful
LaCroix with his
save.
big save.
And back the other way we go. Wow,
The
man.
save of the game right there. With about, I'd say, 3 left on the clock.
Now, my question is, if you're the BG defender there, on the play that calls the penalty, that the penalty was called on, why are you holding that obviously Like, it's not a high percentage shot for Zink.
Instinct, just instinct.
But from there, that's not a high percentage
No,
shot.
it's
She's
not.
just got a cross.
But she was afraid of that. She was afraid she was going to walk right in, so she figured the hold is outside the box. You might as well do it.
Maybe I don't
you
know.
know, she
I don't
did
know
it-
that I would know that I was outside the box if I was standing where she was.
She reached out and grabbed the jersey and quickly knew what she was doing and pulled away, but
Yeah.
hoping the ref did not see it.
That's one of the most obvious ones you get
It
called for.
sure
though.
was. So Guertin survives an obvious hold, and we are
Wild.
still scoreless.
Still scoreless. Scoreless and Stellos.
And if Tim O'Neill weren't here, it'd probably be a 3-2 game.
Yep. And we'd be done.
Yep. But no.
Comfortably eating dinner somewhere.
No,
I'm not cooking dinner
I
tonight.
got 2 stories to do and a bunch of stuff to post. So
And the ball sent into the river. And it will be a BG throw from the far side.
but the clock is ticking.
The clock is undoubtedly ticking. And that is, nope.
Nope.
Thought that was going to be it, but
There's a whistle to start play. Ooh, ball is loose in a
ball
dangerous
loose.
area.
And now Lana Morris with it, chips it up front.
1 on
Annie Zink
3.
with it into the middle. Ball sent out of bounds near side.
Yeah, there was no reason for that kick out of bounds. You're 1 on 3 there. Get it to the nearest green jersey and let them try to make that play.
Bedford's backup keeper caught it on the fly, I've got to say. So credit where credit is due. Now
Yeah, I
Anna
wonder who
Diaz
that
with it.
is.
Yep. Sent into the middle and popped out by BG to the far side, but now it's a foot race to the ball.
That was just an unnecessary kick out of bounds.
Yeah, truly. And the
and
ball held in there by Bedford,
Yep.
sent
And
into the
here's a
box.
play
A little
right
bit
here.
of trouble.
Oh!
Now the ball's loose off of Morris, and the goalie LaCroix
What
somehow
a
comes up
play!
with it and
What a
doesn't
play!
fall into the goal either.
Unbelievable. She grabbed it twice.
There's
Here's
a
the-
lot of excitement
here's
here
the
for
first
Tim
play,
O'Neill.
Right? There's
Ball
the play.
somehow bounced to Morris.
And she makes the
LaCroix
save
deflects
and
it,
dives
saves it,
for it.
dives in, and winds up just outside
With
the line. Man,
about
oh man.
10 seconds left in the overtime.
Regardless of how this game shakes out, she's my player of the game.
She is. No doubt about it.
Hands down. Nobody has outplayed her.
Yep.
Like, she has snatched it. The game has been firmly within the jaws of defeat, and she has taken it right out of it.
Well, I'll tell you what. And that was Emma Peterson, I believe, number 9, who took that shot. Let's see it. Was she the one closest?
I thought it was Lana Morris. I didn't
maybe
think it
it
was
was.
Petey. Can we have another look at that? Possible?
Oh, 5.
That's Lana
It was
Morris,
5.
yeah.
Yep, definitely 5. Yeah, Kylie Morris.
Kylie's 12. Lana's 5.
Not according to this roster, is it? They changed it?
No, no.
Okay.
All year they've been 12 and 5. So unless they're doing something the Twins do, which, changing their numbers to
All right,
freak
so
everybody out. but
Lana is 5 and Kylie is 12.
Lana's the striker and Kylie's a mid, and today she's playing more of a
Glad
defensive
you're
mid.
here. Otherwise, it would have been Kylie Morris in my story. So,
Yep.
But that's the play. Lana Morris had the chance, and LaCroix with a save and then a dive back to recover the ball. So we go to overtime number 2. Wow.
I'm getting confirmation from the Bulldog text string that the numbers on our roster are incorrect. But I didn't even look at the roster tonight because I've been watching this team all year. I know who's who, but the fact that all of a sudden they are backward on the roster kind of makes no sense. Yet here we are. So we got 10 more minutes, regardless. There will be no PKs. And actually, Bedford was here in double overtime earlier this season,
Against
playing
Nashua
against
North.
North. Yes,
Yep.
3-2. They won that one in double overtime. So now
There's some kind of a weird deflection, I think, that happened.
I was not here,
Yeah,
and
and
in fact, I was.
I will tell you a story about that
Oh,
game
let's
that
go then.
you will remember. There was something.
I wasn't here.
There was something on the field. No, you'll remember the story. There
Okay.
was something on the field that no one can figure out how it got there. Do you know what it was?
No.
It was a lobster.
What?
There was a lobster on the field.
A lobster.
A live and kicking lobster.
Please tell me that somebody must have just brought it here.
Someone had to have done it.
I'm going to start doing that. I like that.
Yep.
Said lobster's loose. Don't tell PETA, but we're going to start having lobster races.
Unbelievable.
It'll be our halftime excitement.
I have a photo of it.
Random lobster.
Nashua
on
girls,
the field.
Nashua girls coach sent me the photo because I had done the game later after that game. That's how I found out about it.
How would that even, like, it had to be put there by somebody.
It came out of the river.
Why would there be lobsters in the river here?
There shouldn't be.
No. Tripped up on the far side, Kenzie Forrester. A kick will be taken by the Bulldogs.
See, I have to run down to the field after the game right away, otherwise I'd be able to show you the photo. So,
Ball sent into the box, and man, that one somehow eluded everybody.
yeah,
LaCroix
everybody
wound
had
up with it.
stopped. They didn't think it was counting. Bedford now in the white jerseys going left to right, the opposite way. So keep an eye on that. But LaCroix has played a whale of a game. She's got 6 saves in this game, but the best 2 have been late.
And yeah, the degree of difficulty on that last one was
unreal.
Off the
that
charts,
was a
man.
goal waiting to happen.
That should have been a goal. That had no business being stopped.
Well, and here's BG.
Ball
and
sent up
there's
the
gonna
far
be a
side.
foul and a free kick.
Foul called on Bedford on that one, assessed to Kylie Morris, but Horton Souza may win a nighttime Emmy for that one.
No doubt about
Not
it.
a whole lot of contact
Was that
there.
Lord?
But
Was that Lord or Susan?
it was Horton Souza, I
18?
believe. It was 18, yeah.
18, okay. All right. Guertin now with a free kick.
7.5 minutes remain here in the game, give or take. And the free kick will be taken by Ashlyn Guertin. VG not pushing anybody else up for this either. They have everybody's sort of set back, and you wonder why they're not playing it almost like it's more of a corner. Guertin's kick, she kind of hooked it a bit. She winds up getting it right back. And had a player on her right to send it to. Another shot at it, right into the box, cleared by Bedford, not for long. And a penalty will be called there on Emerson Brown.
Yep.
That little shoulder shake.
And she came right through the middle with her shoulder, and that's why the call was made. But you're right. There was not much of an effort there to try to put something in.
Annie Zink, the header, the ball sent across the football 20, now out of bounds. Bedford throw coming, 6:45 left.
The question is, we saw Lord limp off the field. Has she been back on since?
I don't know that I've seen her since she
I don't
gingerly
think,
walked off.
Exactly. So that's the question.
Ball sent up and in. Forrester with a shot at it.
Wow,
takes a big swing, nothing doing.
Big collision there. That was a chance.
Correa with it, held in by the Bulldogs. Left foot keeps it in of Michael.
And
now Swana Morris had a chance at it. Instead, trying to find her right wing, Anna Diaz, and couldn't quite thread the needle to her.
So, Lauren, if you're Lana Morris right there, you take that shot?
Yeah.
I do too. Instead, she tried to find the wing on the right side.
Just blast it.
I think that's what you got to do. I think it's the goal's there. Kick it towards it.
I'm going big or I'm going home.
Yeah, exactly. We know what Tim O'Neill would have done.
Tim O'Neill goes big.
We don't have to ask that question.
Ball set up near side and a fight for it on the near side. It looks like it went off of Bedford. Horton Sousa forced that one.
So without Lord on the field, you wonder. And I don't see her I don't see her on the sideline.
She may be wearing a parka for all we know.
Well, that's the thing. If she's wearing a parka, she's definitely not coming back.
She's out for the time being, yeah.
She's done for the game.
Unless they send her out wrapped in bubble wrap. That one sent over by Barecki.
That is come and gone now. That chance to do that. So there's a chance here.
Ball sent in.
No one there.
And it looked like that
Should
one
be a
was
goal kick.
It looked like
Let's see.
Over the. Looked like it went out of bounds, not over the end line. But
So
my thought was, I thought it went off of a Nashua player.
I thought it
or
went
off of a Guertin player, I should
did
say.
Too. But it will be Guertin's ball on a throw-in, and now the clock is stopped with 5 to play.
There we go. And I've started ours. 5 minutes remain, scoreless game here at Stellos. Ball held in by BG, and they let it go out of bounds. It'll be a BG throw. 4:40 left here in the game. All it's going to take is one. Of course, we are now in double overtime. It is sudden victory here. if anybody gets into the goal column, they win the game, but haven't seen a whole lot of that to this point. Ball contained by BG, out of bounds, near side. It's going to be another throw for 18 remain here in the game by my count. Throw coming, Barecki sends it in. Now sent back around. Bashi Bajpai trying to pick the pocket.
That's not
Como
a bad
sends
play.
it back over top. Great play there made by Anna Diaz to keep the ball
Yeah, to keep
alive
it going.
on the offensive
Yeah,
side.
to
Now the
keep
ball
it-
sent up the right sideline.
It's a
going to be a
free ball.
foot race. Annie Zink heading for it full speed. She can't beat the BG defensive player to it.
Gotta
But the
watch
BG
out.
player now winds up
Turnover.
sending it to the Bedford player, Forrester. And now into and in!
Goal!
I didn't see who got it. I think it was Lana Morris with that one. But BG, man, a couple defensive breakdowns, and the Bulldogs win it 1-0.
Yep.
Kenzie Forrester sends it in, and rather than just control the ball, the defender let it go off of her and right to Lana Morris, and Morris converted that big goal for Bedford,
And that
the
is-
Bulldogs win it 1-0.
That is a tough loss for BG, but the ball down on the far side, they kick it towards the middle, right in dangerous territory.
Nothing good happens when you do that. Send
No,
it out of bounds.
Exactly.
Love
Here's
to
the
see
play
that one
again.
more time.
Right, there's the ball.
If we could roll that, and I'm asking for a lot here.
Right there. There's the shot and in.
I'd love to see a little bit before that with Zink and the defender chasing one another down the right
Yep.
side, because the defender holding the ball in and not just sending the ball out of bounds.
And that'll do it, everybody.
really-
That will do it. As you see the play right here, the defender just doesn't kick it down the field.
Just get rid
Just
of it.
a missed
Get rid
play,
of it.
and it
100
goes in the middle.
Send that
and
thing out of bounds, baby.
bounces right to Morris, and boom, there's the goal. And
Morris
that's it.
finishes it.
The
So
final score here from Stellos Stadium. It is Bedford 1, Bishop Guertin 0 in double overtime. For Lauren Fox, I'm Tom King. Thanks to Tim O'Neill, Dylan Smith, Pete Johnson, our executive producer. Good night, everybody.
great job. Thank you.